Good morning, everybody. Wee Paddy again this morning to the daily video, and can you tell we're getting a wee bit short of knives? Hey, that's life. You make do with what you've got. And what I've got for you this morning are not make do knives, all laughing and joking aside. These I've entitled it box cutters because, well, look, this was the original sort of box cutter, the little razor blade in whatever kind of covering you had on it. This is a more modern covering for a little box cutter. They're not them, but they are a little small knife that, to be honest with you, as an EDC, yes, you could carry them, no problem. If you've just got light EDC, these are perfect little things. They're inexpensive in comparison to our more modern knives, but they are more expensive than a little box cutter. But they're more expensive for a reason, because they do more. They're more comfortable in hand. They have a blade steel that lasts a fairly long while, whereas you have to change these out quite regular. If you're going to be cutting cardboard, you will change these out quite regular. These are quite easily maintained with a little pen sharpener. This is one that I back. It's a Victorinox. Just simple little pen sharpener. If you're going to work and you're using a knife in work all day long, this will bring an edge back to your knife. It's not going to bring it back to mirror sharpness, but it'll bring an edge back in a matter of seconds to any knife, to give you enough work and ability to get through the day. So, I mean, this is just such a simple little thing for knife people to have with them if you're working with knives and you're using your knife. Otherwise, just wait till you get home and sharpen it. But I mean, that's what I would take to work with me if I'm using a knife and I'm going to do a lot of cutting. That will bring an edge back. It'll just hone it back again and let you work on until you get home and you can do a proper resharpening. Right, that's enough said on that. These three, what have I got? I've got the Pilar, the Crkt Pilar. I've got the Kershaw Shuffle. These are two big American brands fighting for the same market. There is a difference between them, but I'm not going to say which one's which. This is a German one. This is a Boker, a German brand, made in Italy. And this is like a fancy box cutter, but it's in the price range of these. And these price ranges vary wildly. I know they do, and there's offers on all the time. So due diligence when you're buying them. They're more expensive over here in the UK. That's about 40, that's about 38, that's about 29 normally, although it's on offer at the minute at Heine Haynes for $17.95, which to me, I would just go straight out and buy that. But this video is not going to be watched just today or the next week or two when that's on offer. This is a price, I say 30, 38, 40 in the UK, but they'll differ all over the world wherever you are. So let's just go into it and break them down and see what you get for each knife. Let's start with the heaviest out of all these. But in saying that, I'll let you have a wee walk around the knife. That's a Crkt clip. This is a frame lock. This is the Pilar. Look, everybody knows the Pilar. I'm really late to the game in this. I've only just got this. And this is just a blooming good knife. It weighs a bit for its size. Let's give it a size. Let's give you a size command. Maybe you're like me and you hadn't used this. 1, 2, 3, 3.5 inches of a blade length. The cutting edge, which is the important in this, is a full 2-inch cutting edge. And I'm saying a full 2-inch because 2 inches is enough to get most daily tasks done. So I have no problem with that. It's about 2.5-inch blades otherwise. So we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just under 6 inches long. And we'll give you a little weight on this. I hope everybody's well and you're managing to stay indoors if that's what your country is doing. I know it's hard. That's a full 4 ounces for a little 6-inch knife, which is quite heavy in our modern sort of knives. That is quite a heavy little knife. But this is a work knife. This honestly is a knife. If you work in a store or a shop where you're doing packaging all day long and you want a sturdy work knife, or even just out in your yard, if you want to leave a knife about that you can just go to and get, The grip and the comfort of this wee knife is astounding. We talk about Spyderco being ergonomically one of the best in the world. The reason this little knife is so popular, I believe, now that I'm so late to the game, is the grip. That little knife just molds into your hand. I have a medium-large hand. I've got a 6-inch knife, which is about an inch less than what I would normally want in an EDC knife. But look at that grip, a full 4-finger grip, using the forward choil, which is ample and which is quite safe. You're down well behind the blade. You're not going to slip up onto that blade. Unless you're very careless, which I can be at times, but that's beside the point. So it's all steel construction. It's 8CR13. I know you can hear the moans nearly going out. 8CR13. I wouldn't use an 8CR13. Don't be so close-minded. 8CR13 is a pretty good steel. It's stainless, stainless. It takes a wicked edge really, really quickly. It's the sort of knife that benefits from a wee sharpener like this to have with you, and you can just give it a wee top up like a butcher does in the shop during the day. Couple of wee swipes, you've got a knife that's back to razor sharp again. This, as a little work knife, is just a gem. I genuinely mean that. But the comfort in the hand, the design, the thickness of it, just the handle itself, the whole thing is just beautiful. You can get anywhere you want with that. That's just perfect for a lot of jobs, be it in an office. You wouldn't scare anybody in an office with that wee thing. But it is a very, very secure lock, centered up the middle. This is CRKT at their best, to be honest with you. It's innovative, it's small, it's not light, it's 4 ounces, but for goodness sake, 4 ounces. If you can't carry 4 ounces, you shouldn't be in work. Do you know what I mean? Just stick it in your pocket. It's not going to weigh that much. If you've got slacks on, well, is 4 inches heavy? I don't know. Throw it in your bag then, or your man purse. I get worried with people with these worrying about 4 ounces as a weight problem. But there we go. That's just me. Oh dear, that's me in trouble. But this is a genuinely great contender for a top of the range box cutter or heavy duty light work, if that makes any sense, because it's just so sturdily made, really is, with that frame lock. The clip is absolutely lovely, not completely deep pocket, but a really great contender for a good clip. So we'll put that there in the middle. Then you've got Kershaw. I'm going to come to that one last because there's an offer on that and I want to sort of put it. Here's another one. Look, I bought this probably about 2 months ago and I haven't got round to doing a review on it. And I brought it out this morning when I was going to do a review on these two, and I thought, this is another option. This has been out about 5 years plus now. It's made in Italy. It's N690 steel, which, if you're a steel snob, this is a better steel. No doubt about it. Deep carry pocket clip, back lock, FRN, which is nice. Comfort in the hand. I can get my 4 fingers as long as I'm holding on to that back bit. Now, there's a sharpening choil, and that's what it is at the moment. I am going to extend this. I'll do it on camera. I'm going to extend this so I can get look, I can nip my finger in the end of that and move up and get a more secure grip. But I'd be frightened to slip it onto the blade. So I'm going to put a forward choil on that bigger than what's already there, because that's just, it's neither here nor there. So much lighter in hand, that the FRN, the deep carry pocket clip, the blade shape, look at that belly. Isn't that just that would do you as a skinner for small birds or game. Absolute cracking. And with N690, which is a good, easily sharpened blade steel. Let's get you a weight on this. Why did I close that all up again? Let's get that off. Now, we'll get you a weight on this and we'll see what the difference is. This is for you weak boys out there who can't carry 4 ounces. This is 2 ounces, just over 2 ounces. So there you go. That is light. That is very light for the length of the knife. Now, let's get you a measurement. 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry, it's 1, 2, 3 3/4 handle length, and a cutting edge, which is what we all want, is 2.5. I'm going to lose a quarter of that, a quarter of an inch of that. So that's going to be, when I've finished with it, about 2 1/4, which is bigger than the Pilar after I've modified it. You don't have to modify it. If you've got small hands, this is fine. I mean, inside here is a 3-finger grip, comfortable 3-finger grip. You know, I'm fairly well up my fingers. I'm in the center of my fingers, and that just clips on there. That is very comfortable. You don't have to adapt this. I'm just going to because I want to get up in there. I want to get closer to the blade in a small knife. So, what else can I tell you about this one? Look, the Pilar is a heavy little sturdy bulldog of a knife. This is its gentle cousin. This is just a lightweight. It's quite attractive. This is a Jan Anso design. That blade, that belly just gets me. It genuinely gets me. I love this little knife, and I can see me carrying and using this probably more than the Pilar. Although I'm not sure what the availability of this is in the States. So, I mean, I might be talking to that. There's only one place I know, which is Moonraker over here in the UK, that has it at the minute, I think. I haven't checked everywhere, but it's the only one I could find this morning quickly. Very, very nice knife. Very nice knife. And we'll put this over to the side. And I'm running through these, and then I'm going to give my opinions on what I would recommend. Here we go. I'm going to measure. This is a Kershaw shuffle. I'll just do a weight measurement before I start on this. This is 2.7. So again, this is in the middle of these two. Again, this is Kershaw at its best for design. Watch this in hand. Look at this. For all the size of that knife, a full 4-finger grip. Full 4-finger grip. Now, if you've got bigger hands, yes, you might get down the metal here, but hey, it's a little work knife. It's a little knife that you have so much control over. Thumb stud opening, liner lock, locks up right in the center. You've got a little pry bar on this. You have a deep carry pocket clip, and you have a bottle opener. So you get, this is a multi-tool. That's what they're calling them now. But again, that belly, that blade shape, I prefer a belly to maybe just a straight edge. I think you can get more work, different kinds of work done with it. But look, the reach is just perfect in this. And with all these, I actually prefer these finger choils here. Although it's making you put your finger somewhere, but it's for a reason. That just locks in and you're not going to slide up. That is a small, really well designed 8CR13 again, but again with a pen sharpener. This pen sharpener takes away the worry about having a small, or not a small blade, but a blade of lesser quality. It really takes that away. You know, every hour, give it a swipe, it's back to sharpness again. It honestly, just take the thought of these lesser steels out of your head. In these days where we're all trying to cut back, these wee sharpeners are worth more than any expensive knife. They really do. You can take a cheaper knife out. You can, you know, when I say a cheaper knife, I just mean a lesser blade steel. You can take them out and keep them sharp all day long with a couple of swipes. Just learn how to do it in the house. It's so easy, honestly, genuinely easy to learn how to do. Now, I like this. The grip on this is good. It's got the K for Kershaw all over the grip, as you can see there. It seems nicely put together. You can take it apart. All these you can take apart and disassemble. I just checked that because I wasn't sure on that one. But again, this is let's give you a measurement, I would say. Now I'm going to measure to the back of the handle rather than this little pry bar thing. 1, 2, 3, just over 3 inches, or 3.5 inches if you go to the very back of the pry bar. You have a cutting edge of 2 inches. So exactly the same cutting edge as a Pilar, but you're about an ounce less in weight. Just a wee bit more than an ounce less in weight. Now, this is a liner lock. This is quite stiff. I don't know whether they're all the same, but it's quite stiff. There isn't a big, well, there is, you can see there is a gap to get to it, but maybe it just needs a bit more oil. But yeah, it probably does. It would probably wear in. I really haven't used this as much. I've only used it to cut a couple of things to see what it's like. But, so, there's that knife. Now, a quick conclusion, because I'm not going to make this go on. These are just little box cutters. These are just little handy knives to have in a drawer, in the side of your car door, anywhere about, in bags, bug out bags, wherever you want to put them. And these are, all three of them are really good knives and will do what this will do, and they'll give you comfort in doing it. Which would I choose as my pick of the bunch? To be quite honest, probably this one, the Boker. I like the N690 better than 8CR13. So I like the fact that it's, it's lighter. It's only 2 ounces. So you throw it in your pocket. You have the weight of the old box cutters, but a nicer knife to carry about. This is a nicer to me. And that's the only reason I'm picking it, is that it's nicer looking. I think design-wise, Boker hit it in the head with that knife. And I think they should maybe re-release this again, because I think the time's coming where people want this sort of knife that's light. The FRN handles weren't over popular 5 years ago, but they are now. This is a lovely little option. Really, really nice option. These other two are perfectly good and serviceable knives, without a doubt. And you're not going to go wrong no matter which one you do. I think this is a design pick rather than are you getting a good knife? Because all three of them are good enough knives. There's nothing wrong with their mechanisms, their materials, and their just looks. And looks is the only thing that's going to separate you in what you want to get and buy. I would pick this for its looks and the blade steel, if you can get it. But if not, this to me is heavy for what you're getting. This at 2.7 ounces from Kershaw. It's just exactly the same blade length. Probably a little bit, well, it's obviously thinner in the blade stock, so it'll slice better. It'll cut your lunch up better. It's very comfortable hand. You also have a bottle opener and a little pry bar if you want there. The lock is the only thing I would hope that's going to ease up as you use it. But at the moment, Heine Haynes over here in the UK has this for $18.95. That is a buy all day long here. When it goes up to 30, not so much. I would jump and pay the extra £8 and get this. This at 40, I think is too dear. I think it's too dear for me because it's just a bit of a lump. Not that I wouldn't carry it in 4 ounces. I wouldn't feel the difference, but it doesn't. How can I say this? Just for me, this is cold. It's metal. There's nothing that I find attractive in this knife. If that makes, the blade shape's lovely and it's functional. It'll do all them sort of things, but it just doesn't grab me as much as that. When I put them two together, this just looks nicer. It looks an option I would rather take. This actually looks nicer, I think. And for the price difference at the minute, I would definitely take that over that. That's just my opinion. What's your opinion? Have you got these? Which one would you choose? Let me know down below. And then, but I think Boker could bring this back, and maybe with a forward choil, and I think they would have a mass winner with that if they can keep that price down. If they can keep the price down. There you go. Paddy's away. Your daily video is up and running. Thank you very much. Please take care wherever you are. Please abide by your country's laws and rules. Stay in if you have to. We're in just over 2 weeks now. It is boring, but it is necessary for our NHS or your hospital system to get the rate of infection down to save the nurses, because they're just getting swamped. God love them, and all those that are helping them keeping going. From bin men to shop assistants, I keep saying that. You're all doing an amazing job, and I thank you so much. I have a giveaway for Essential UK staff a couple of videos back. Just go back and have a look. Please enter. The only requirement for entry is your name and the job you do, so that I can give you a shout out if you win. So there you go, folks. Thank you very much indeed. And I'll have to say, go back and read some of the comments I've got. I've had a doctor entered. I've had nurses entered. I've had, people who do the docks in Belfast. I have had train drivers, bus drivers, people who are out there in the community. And it's lovely. Some of the comments I've had back are just absolutely heart-melting. So there you go. To me, anyway. Thank you very much, folks. I really appreciate you watching. I know I haven't got a whole lot of content. Funds are a wee bit tight at the minute. That's just life. Take care. Thank you very much indeed. Bye now.